Hi there, I'm Matthew Lester from the Rhodes Business School. I'm also an accountant. For as long as I've been in the profession, I've been somewhat obsessed with the enduring question, how does an accountant retire? It's all very well to work on everybody's books all your life, but how do you accumulate enough to stop? This is a short video looking at some of the problems peculiar to accountants and other professional people.
Let's have a look at the phases of financial planning as we knew it. You spend 27 years getting educated. Then you have a relatively short period of your life in getting started. That's when you buy your first cars, house, get married, divorced, have kids, all of that sort of stuff. But then came a relatively long period in your life, up to 35 years, when you were able to accumulate wealth. The retirement period of your life was between 5 and 10 years. During the accumulation period, you could get together enough to have a comfortable retirement. So when talking financial planning to professionals in the past, we used to say retirement is a 5 to 10 year prospect. We must confine your financial planning to your risk assessment and life insurance requirements while you are working. Retirement will more or less take care of itself. Professional practitioners used to work until they were 70. They'd be financially sufficient, unless there was the prospect of a younger spouse. But now that's all changed. Professionals spend the first 27 years of their lives getting educated and qualifying. But then they spend up to 30 years in the getting started phase. They then only have about 10 to 15 years to accumulate wealth, but their retirement period is a lot longer due to increased life expectancy. This creates all sorts of problems. In the getting started phase, we start off with the debt trap after qualifying. Then they have their children. It's much more expensive to have children today. Then comes the problem of grandparents today. They are the baby boomer generation who are not financially self-sufficient themselves. Many breadwinners today have to provide for their parents. And then finally, our children produce grandchildren before they are financially self-sufficient. Thus, a breadwinner today can be left with the prospect of having to provide for parents, children, and grandchildren. During the accumulation phase, there is insufficient time to build up a proper retirement portfolio. When we look at the financial planning requirements of the professions today, we find that risk assessment and life insurance requirements while you are working remain critical. But today we have to add a retirement portfolio sufficient to provide for 15 to 25 years for two people. We are having to face the sad, stark reality of many professional practitioners who have left their retirement planning far too late and are facing a very uncomfortable prospect for retirement. Let's move on to some simple retirement budgeting. Let's say that you want 40,000 Rand a month to live in your retirement. The pre-tax equivalent of that is around 54,000 Rand. We say that for every 6,000 Rand you require per month in retirement, put away 1 million Rand. That results in a 9 million Rand capital requirement to produce the monthly annuity of 54,000 Rand a month. The employed professional will save for retirement over 35 years using the employer's pension or provident fund. This will require a contribution averaging about 8,500 Rand per month to achieve the capital of 9 million Rand by retirement in today's terms. However, the self-employed professional faces a different prospect. Because of the challenges of establishing their practice, they only get onto their retirement planning with 20 or so years to go before retirement. Thus, instead of the contribution being 8,500 Rand per month, we see that over a 20-year period, one would have to contribute 23,000 Rand per month to achieve the same result. Some professionals leave retirement planning until there's just 15 years to go. They would have to save 34,500 Rand per month to achieve the same 9 million. There are many types of retirement plans. Let's take Keith Richards of the Rolling Stones. He had a bad boy career And when he got older, he started to look like it, but he had no problem. Despite all his earnings, his big money today comes from teaming up with Johnny Depp and making the Pirates of the Caribbean. He does not need a retirement plan. He's got his own money. However, very few of us are going to achieve that sort of thing. Let's find some good news. Retirement fund reform has been ongoing in South Africa for the last 10 years. This has created new and exciting opportunities which allow us to confront the problem that we face in the professions today. There are many tax benefits available on contribution to retirement funds. Flexibility and transparency in retirement planning has been vastly improved, and the cost structures of administering your investments have been vastly reduced. Altogether, this makes retirement planning a much more feasible prospect if you are helped by a suitably qualified professional advisor. So there you have it. This is a whole new challenge in all professions. The big problem is to get people to get on with it as soon as possible, as one simply cannot create a retirement plan in the last 10 years of employment. More like it, 35 years are needed.
It's a huge challenge, isn't it? Well, time to get working on it. Thank you for your attention.